Take the Eiffel Tower, tip it over, drop it in the water. Now, do it again. What you're looking at isn't just a gate, it's the single largest moving object on Earth. It sits quietly in the Netherlands, waiting. Most days, it does absolutely nothing. But when the North Sea gets angry, and it always gets angry, this machine is the only thing standing between one of Europe's wealthiest regions and total annihilation.
We are talking about a flood defense system protecting 14 million people and over $500 billion in economic assets.
While the rest of the world is scrambling to build seawalls to fight climate change, the Dutch built this 20 years ago.
It's big, it's expensive, and technically, it's a robot that decides who lives and who dies.
Welcome to the Masterplan. Today, we're stepping inside the Maeslantkering Barrier. To understand why they built this monster, you have to understand the geography of the Netherlands. It's a paradox. The name Netherlands literally means low lands. 60% of the country is effectively a bathtub waiting to be filled. If you turn off the pumps today, within 48 hours, Amsterdam and Rotterdam are underwater. The Dutch learned this in 1953. A massive storm surge from the North Sea smashed into the coast. The dikes failed.
Over 1,800 people lost their lives in a single night. The country made a vow: never again. They launched the Delta Works, the most ambitious engineering project in human history.
They dammed the estuaries. They shortened the coastline. They built walls of concrete and steel. But there was one problem, one massive billion-dollar problem: the new waterway. This is the main artery into the port of Rotterdam. It handles 440 million tons of cargo a year. It's the economic engine of Europe. If you build a permanent dam here, you kill the port.
You destroy the economy. But if you don't build a dam, the ocean eventually kills the people.
So the engineers were stuck. They needed a wall that could stop a hurricane, but could also disappear when the sun came out. They needed a gate wider than the Thames River, but strong enough to stop a freight train of water. Most experts said it was impossible.
The physics didn't make sense. But the Dutch engineers didn't care about impossible. They cared about survival.
Let's break down how this Titan actually works, because the engineering is frankly insane. It consists of two massive arms. These aren't just steel beams, they're hollow floating tanks, each one twice the length of the Statue of Liberty.
But the real magic, it's hidden right here, the ball joint. Every moving gate needs a hinge, but when you are holding back millions of tons of crashing waves, a normal hinge would snap like a twig.
So they built the world's largest ball joint. It's a sphere, 10 meters in diameter, made of high-grade steel. It sits in a concrete socket weighing 680 tons. Think of it like a human hip joint, if that human was 2,000 feet tall and made of titanium. This allows the gate to move horizontally and vertically, absorbing the chaotic energy of the storm without shattering. But wait, these arms weigh 6,800 tons each. How do you move that kind of weight without burning out every motor in the city?
You don't. You use physics. When the barrier is parked, it's dry. It floats on the water like a ship. When the storm comes, engines push the floating arms into the river. They meet in the middle. Then, the valves open. The hollow chambers flood with water. The gate gets heavy. It stops acting like a boat and starts acting like a rock.
It sinks to the riverbed, locking into place. Boom, you have a steel wall. The North Sea is locked out. Now, here's the kicker. The most terrifying part of this machine isn't the steel, it's the brain. It's called BOSS, the Decision and Support System.
You see, closing this barrier is expensive. It shuts down the port. It costs millions of dollars in lost trade per hour.
No politician wants to make that call. If they close it and the storm misses, they're fired for wasting money. If they don't close it and the city floods, they go to prison. So they took the humans out of the loop. The Maeslantkering is controlled entirely by a computer algorithm. If the water level hits 3 meters above normal, the computer takes over. There is no override button. There's no panicked phone call to the Prime Minister. Once the algorithm decides, the gates close. period.
It is a machine with the authority to shut down a nation's economy to save its people. But let's talk numbers, because Titan economics isn't just about building cool stuff, it's about the bill.
The Maeslantkering cost roughly 450 million euros to build. That sounds like a lot until you look at the alternative, a major flood in the Randstad region, where Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and The Hague sit, would cause an estimated $500 billion in damage. That's not a recession, that's a total economic collapse. Think about it. Rotterdam is the gateway for German cars, French wine, and Swedish furniture. It's the fuel hub for Europe's jets. If this barrier fails, the shockwave hits Wall Street. It hits London.
It hits your wallet. The return on investment here is infinity because the alternative is zero.
But there's a catch. This beast was designed in the 1990s. Back then, climate models were optimistic.
They designed it to close maybe once every 10 years. But the sea is rising faster than they predicted. Now, they expect to close it once a year. Soon, maybe more. Every time it closes, the port bleeds money. And if the sea rises too much, even the Maeslantkering won't be high enough.
The Dutch are already talking about the next step, a Maeslantkering 2.0, bigger, stronger, and vastly more expensive. Standing beneath these massive white arms, you feel small. It's easy to look at the Maeslantkering and feel proud. It's a monument to human engineering, a declaration that we can tame the ocean. But look closer. We build these titans not because we have conquered nature, but because we are afraid of her. The Maeslantkering is a shield, and shields eventually break.
For now, the wall holds. The city sleeps dry. But the water is patient. It has millions of years. We only have the next storm.
Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep your eyes on the horizon.